On a road where trams operate, which vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? Cars, buses, cycles, lorries. Cycles. The conditions are good and dry. When should you use the 2-second rule? When checking your gap from the vehicle in front, before restarting the engine after it has stalled, before using the mirrors, signal, maneuver routine, when traffic lights change to green. When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. What must you do when the amber light is flashing at a pelican crossing? Stop and wait for the green light. Stop and wait for the red light. Give way to pedestrians waiting to cross. Give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. Give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. What should you do if a vehicle pulls out in front of you at a junction? Swerve past it and sound your horn. Accelerate past it immediately. Flash your headlights and drive up close behind. Slow down and be ready to stop. Slow down and be ready to stop. What should you do if you're being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. Accelerate hard to get away from it. Maintain your speed and course. Brake harshly and stop well out into the road. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. What should you do if you're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow winding road? Wave the vehicles behind to come past you if you think they can overtake quickly. Give a left signal when it's safe for vehicles to overtake you. Pull in when you can, to let the vehicles behind overtake. Keep well out to stop vehicles overtaking dangerously. Pull in when you can, to let the vehicles behind overtake. What should you do to avoid fuel spillage? Check that your tank is only 3/4 full. Check that you've used a locking filler cap. Check that your fuel gauge is working. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? Continue on but drive slowly. Try to get past quickly. Ignore them as they have no authority. Stop and switch off your engine. Stop and switch off your engine. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Go past as quickly as possible. Flash your headlights as a warning. Go past slowly and carefully. Sound your horn as a warning. Go past slowly and carefully. What style of driving causes increased risk to everyone? Competitive, responsible, considerate, defensive. Competitive. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? Doctor's car. Road gritter. Ambulance. Fire engine. Doctor's car. What's the minimum time gap you should leave when following a vehicle on a wet road? 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. When should you flash your headlights at other road users? When showing that you're giving way. When letting them know that you're there. When showing that you're about to turn. When telling them that you have right of way. When letting them know that you're there. What does it mean if the signs at a bus lane show no times of operation? The lane isn't in operation. The lane is only in operation at peak times. The lane is in operation 24 hours a day. The lane is only in operation in daylight hours. The lane is in operation 24 hours a day. What will happen if you follow this vehicle too closely? Your engine will overheat. Your brakes will overheat. Your fuel consumption will be increased. Your view ahead will be reduced. Your view ahead will be reduced. When should you leave a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? When it's dry. When it's raining. When it's icy. When it's foggy. When it's dry. When should you use your vehicle's horn? To signal your annoyance. To greet other road users. To allow you right of way. To alert others to your presence. To alert others to your presence. Which color follows the green signal at a puffing crossing? Steady amber. Flashing amber. Steady red. Flashing green. Steady amber. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on main beam? Which type of crossing allows cyclists to ride across while pedestrians are also crossing? Zebra. Pelican. Toucan. Puffin. Toucan. Which vehicle will use a blue flashing beacon? Snowplow. Breakdown recovery. Bomb disposal. Motorway maintenance. Bomb disposal. Who should obey diamond-shaped traffic signs? Lorry drivers. Tram drivers. Bus drivers. Taxi drivers. Tram drivers. Why is it dangerous to drive too close to the vehicle ahead? Your engine will overheat. Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Your sat-nav will be confused. Your mirrors will need adjusting. Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Why should you never wave people across at pedestrian crossings? They may not be looking. Another vehicle may be coming. It's safer for you to carry on. They may not be ready to cross. Another vehicle may be coming. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? To allow drivers to pass you on the right. To give a better view into the road that you're joining. To help other road users know what you intend to do. To allow other drivers to pull out in front of you. To help other road users know what you intend to do. You're approaching a red light at a puffing crossing. Pedestrians are on the crossing. When will the red light change? When you start to edge forward onto the crossing. When a driver from the opposite direction reaches the crossing. When the pedestrians push the button on the far side of the crossing. When the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. When the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. You're approaching a zebra crossing. What should you do if pedestrians are waiting to cross? Use your headlights to indicate they can cross. Wave at them to cross the road. Give way to older and infirm people only. Slow down and prepare to stop. Slow down and prepare to stop. You're approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with the junction? Slow down and keep to the right. Accelerate and keep to the middle. Slow down and look both ways. Accelerate and look to the left. Slow down and look both ways. You're being overtaken by a long, heavily laden lorry. What should you do if it's taking a long time for it to overtake? Slow down. Hold your speed. Change direction. Speed up. Slow down. You're driving a car that has a diesel engine. What can a loose filler cap on your fuel tank cause? It can make the engine difficult to start. It can improve your vehicle's fuel consumption. It can increase the level of exhaust emissions. It can make the road slippery for other road users. It can make the road slippery for other road users. You're driving along this road. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you? Flash your headlights several times. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. Accelerate to get closer to the red car. Give a long blast on the horn. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. You're driving at night on an unlit road. What should you do if you're following another vehicle? Switch off your headlights. Flash your headlights. Use full beam headlights. Use dipped headlights. Use dipped headlights. You're driving at the legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlights? Allow the vehicle to overtake. Maintain your speed to prevent the vehicle from overtaking. Accelerate to make a gap behind you. Touch the brakes sharply to show your brake lights. Allow the vehicle to overtake. You're driving behind a large goods vehicle. What should you do if it signals left but steers to the right? Hold your speed and sound your horn. Drive on, keeping to the left. Slow down and let the vehicle turn. Overtake on the right of it. Slow down and let the vehicle turn. You're driving in traffic at the speed limit for the road. What should you do if the driver behind is trying to overtake? Wave the driver behind to overtake when it's safe. Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. Accelerate to get away from the driver behind. Move closer to the car ahead, so the driver behind has no room to overtake. Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. You're driving on a clear night. Which lights should you use if the national speed limit applies and there's a steady stream of oncoming traffic? Full beam headlights. Dipped headlights. Fog lights. Side lights. Dipped headlights. You're in a line of traffic. What action should you take if the driver behind is following very closely? Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. Move over to a position just left of the center line of the road. Signal left and wave the driver behind to come past. Ignore the driver behind and continue to travel within the speed limit. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. You're in a one-way street and want to turn right. Where should you position your vehicle when there are two lanes? In either lane, depending on the traffic. In the left-hand lane. Just left of the center line. In the right-hand lane. In the right-hand lane. You're waiting in a traffic queue at night. How can you avoid dazzling drivers behind you? Keep your foot on the foot brake. Use the parking brake and foot brake together. Balance the clutch with the accelerator. Use the parking brake and release the foot brake. Use the parking brake and release the foot brake.